So I think for Atome, it's really a foundational contract, right? It's really the achievement of almost 3 years of work since we first started discussing with Casale. And it's really proving that as a company, we were able to move from front engineering and design to the heads of term to a final contract. So it's extremely significant, not only for us as a company, but for the sector as a whole, because this is the first green fertilizer ever. So it came to a combination of a number of things. Number one, I would say the experience and expertise of Casale along the full value chain, right? All the way from the first molecule of hydrogen and ammonia to the first grain on the fertilizer side. So we really saw that as a big plus, which was very unique. I think the second part is the same vision on what we want to do. Right? It's really decarbonizing the fertilizer industry as a whole and really being motivated. I think the third thing is also we have the same view that scale and the type of scale is important, and we really saw a partnership. Right? So for us, we really saw Casale itself as, it's a big family, the same way that Atome is a smaller family. And as groups like this, we can move a lot faster than some of the bigger groups that you can see out there. So it's a number of things, but I would certainly say for us it's totally aligned culturally and from a vision point of view. So as I mentioned, this is the first transformation from a heads of term into a finalized contract, and we are doing the same process with Yara on the offtake side and the same process on the lender side. So these are all of the steps to get us to final investment decision, where then we start construction, and 38 to 40 months from now, we'll start producing the first grain of green fertilizer. So it's not just about climate, it's also about security of supply. And what we have seen over the past 5 years, it's been incredibly difficult to source fertilizers sustainably. And sustainability is not just climate, it's also doing it in a way which we know for sure we will have a supply for 25, 40 years. So there is clearly a question of how do we continue feeding a growing population. So this is where producing fertilizers is extremely important. Producing fertilizers close to where it's needed is extremely important. And of course, producing it greener, because today the fertilizer industry represents more carbon emissions than shipping and aviation combined. So clearly it has benefits to the planet as well as the people. So from an opportunity point of view, let's remember, right, it's a $200 billion industry, the fertilizer industry. So we are really disrupting this. And so where do we fit in? As a smaller company that can be nimble and go faster with the right partners, it's starting to inch away and to transform the entire sector. So where do we fit in? For us, it's our first project. We want to copy-paste and do more projects with Casale in different parts of Latin America and then the rest of the world. So clearly, where do we fit in? We are a disruptor, and in a sector that needs disruption and with people that really want that disruption to happen. Our strategy is always to go and produce where it's needed, have production close to the market. Latin America, and especially Mercosur, so Brazil, Paraguay, Uruguay, Argentina, it's one of the largest fertilizer import markets in the world. So producing it close to home, close to the farmers, close to the demand is absolutely key. And it is very clear that for us, the local market can take 100 times. They can have 100 Villetas to supply it. So clearly, we start there and then we grow further out because, of course, we've seen Europe. They want to decarbonize the industry. They have lower and lower production of fertilizer regionally. So it's the future, but the present is in Latin America.